One of the ones, of course, that the one that everyone is talking about now is the national anthem, the old new national anthem. We're going to definitely talk about it later on this morning, but it's something that my colleague Chamberlain has spoken to. So what do we call it? Do we say the new national anthem, or the old new national anthem, or the old national anthem reborn? I don't know, but Chamberlain, what's your take? Okay. Well, we're going to get back to them in a bit, because that is something that everyone is certainly talking about now. What is also instructive is that, look, whether we like it or not, it is the law now. It is the official national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and it is what we have to live with. We're going to get into our conversation in no time from now, but just to also let you know that one other thing that should be interesting all of us, as at this morning, as we speak right now, is the fact that it's 1 year already. Exactly what would you say your take is on Nigeria in this administration, 1 year into this administration and 25 years into the Fourth Republic? It's the first time in the history of Nigeria that our democracy has lasted this long. The first anniversary, well, First Republic lasted, I think, about 6 years. Second Republic lasted about 5 years. Third Republic hardly even took off. Because there was no Third Republic president. And this Fourth Republic is one we have had for 25 straight years. All of the turbulence and everything that has brought us here has brought us thus far, exactly where you are now. Let's take a quick peek at this particular report before we get into our conversation today.
Journey. For the first time in the history of the Fourth Republic, President Bola Tinubu is attending, not to present the budget. Minutes past noon, President Bola Tinubu, accompanied by the Vice President, is admitted into the Green Chamber, where a host of past lawmakers, as well as governors earlier admitted, are present. President Tinubu has just signed the National Anthem Bill 2024 into law, prompting the joint sitting to jettison the 46-year-old anthem, standing in respect as a different tune reverberates. In his welcome address, the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, explains that it is not a day for long speeches.
You just greet us. You may say what, you may wave, you may stand up and take a bow, because this is the chambers. However you do it, and thereafter, we will allow you to take your exit while we continue with our proceedings. You intend to celebrate Democracy Day, which is June 12th. But out of honor and respect for the National Assembly, you said you must pass through the National Assembly on your first anniversary in office.
See, this is our diversity. We have no other choice. It is our nation. No one, no age, no other institution or personality will help us. We are walking the talk. I will soon bring year 2024 appropriation bill. That is just for your information.
After the brief speech, another attempt is launched to familiarize with the reintroduced national anthem.
May we now rise for the national anthem.
President Bola Tinubu immediately proceeds to commission the new National Assembly Library Complex named after him. From the National Assembly, Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
Well, we're going into our conversation now, and well, I guess the fact remains that we have to learn that particular national anthem. One thing is for sure, and that is the fact Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Everywhere we go, we're proud of Nigeria. So, whether it's whichever part of Nigeria you come from, but I think there's some explanation that we need to get about where we are so far as a nation 1 year after. Chamberlain, Markwe.
All right, so let's get to it. We've got two gentlemen joining us here this morning. We've got Honorable Philip Agbese, who is the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Information. We also do have Senator Shehu Sani here with us. He represented Kaduna Central Senatorial District in the 8th NASS. That was from 2015 to 2019. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Honorable Agbese, let me start with you. The President of the Senate was talking about the President passing through, but we heard him speaking there. So was that an address of a joint National Assembly? What happened?
Well, thank you very much, Chamberlain. First and foremost, Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Media and Public Affairs. Yes, not information. Right. Yes, what we had yesterday was a ceremonial sitting, the joint sitting of both chambers. It is actually a very rare occurrence in the Parliament, to have the two chambers sit. And what we did yesterday was to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the return of our country to democratic rule. To equally add, since the return to democratic rule, it has been a great journey for our country, but particularly for the Parliament. You know that during the military era, of course, the military will constitute themselves into both the executive and sometimes into the judiciary. So what has always been lacking, has been the institution of the Parliament. And right now that we are celebrating 25 years of democratic rule, it is quite exciting for us in the Parliament and those who went to the Parliament, to have that special celebration. Then to add, when His Excellency, the Distinguished Senate President, mentioned that he was just walking through the National Assembly, that was because, we had this sort of confusion in the air some days back that the President was going to address the joint session of the National Assembly, and at some point it was reconfirmed again that the President would not be making an official address. Reason being that Mr. President, in line with the precedent set by his predecessor, former President Muhammadu Buhari, that June 12th will be our Democracy Day. And of course, Mr. President being someone who also was in the struggle, for the actualization of our democracy, and the fact that all Democrats in the country came together and said, we must recognize the struggles, of people who worked tirelessly hard for this democracy, to celebrate the actors, the soldiers who fought in that battle. And Mr. President said, I would prefer to give an address not only to a joint session of the National Assembly, but to the entire country when it is June 12th. And I think the President did mention that even yesterday before.
So when did the President say so? Was it here or in the communication between NASS and the Presidency?
Yeah, aside the official communication between the Parliament, of course, there's always this understanding, and not an official comment by the President, so to say, but that is...
Was there a proper communication? Because we also read in some quarters that the Speaker was saying something like, well, it was their error, they didn't communicate properly to the President, and so the address wouldn't happen?
Like I said earlier, we have apologized to Nigerians because the 10th National Assembly, of course, is different. We are trying to get things right and to do things differently. And it is in tandem with that, that it was our wish that Mr. President will address us May 29. But like the President communicated through unofficial communication to the leaders of the National Assembly that my address will be coming on June 12th, which we have all accepted as Democracy Day. But of course, the joint session yesterday had to go on because we have equally lined up activities between the Senate and the House of Representatives. And what I want Nigerians to see is a level of cooperation. You know, since we came on board, by June 13, this parliament will be 1 year in office.